So I realize as a teacher and as a mom that a lot of what I say, um, the report, the report that I give out, a lot of the time it depends on who I'm talking to determine like what I actually mean by that report, the command. Um, for example, like, a stranger at the grocery store, I might ask, "How are you doing?" And a lot of the times I don't really expect them to tell me exactly how they're doing, because our relationship isn't that close. Whereas if I talk to a close friend, um, I more literally mean, like, how are you doing? I'm asking, I really want to know, how are you doing in many aspects of your life? Um, a good example I can think of for report and command, where my command means a lot more than what I'm actually saying, is when I am talking to my son. So I try to be a good example and ask him things nicely, and so that he knows how to ask for things whenever he wants something. And so I might ask, "Hey, can you please clean up your mess that you just made?" Um, and the report is, what it actually comes out as is a question, like a polite question. But what I actually mean is, like, I'm your mother, follow these directions, clean up the mess. Um, and so the command is a lot more determining of like my relationship to my son. I want him to see me as an authority figure. Um, and so whenever I ask him things, I want him to actually listen. I ask him with the expectation that it's going to be a yes and he's going to do it. Um, and so I can see this being an issue, especially for kids like mine. He's younger. And so he might take my question as a literal question rather than a rhetorical question. And so when I say, "Hey, can you please clean up your mess?" he might think that he has a choice and say yes or no. Um, and, if he does say no, that could be an issue, and that could be, um, kind of like an error in our feedback loop where, like, I'm expecting him to follow my directions, and, he's taking it as, a question. And so a good way to reroute that is to be more blatant and direct and say, "Hey, DJ, clean up that mess you just made." And that way he knows that it's more of a command rather than a question. Um, and if that doesn't work, if that solution didn't work in the feedback loop, and I still feel like I don't have like a higher hierarchy over him, then I would have to, like, look at other solutions. Okay, what can I do to make sure that he sees me as an authority figure? Um, and so that's my example of a report being, like, I'm asking you to do it, but my command, what I actually mean is, listen to me. I'm your mom. And that could be an issue if he doesn't see me as his mom, or he doesn't see my question as directions.